we're in a lot of trouble. I don't understand what's the matter with you people. Do you think these systems that they're putting up on these towers are there so you can watch Netflix and play video games?
Joined the Royal Navy in 1960, and I specialised in microwave warfare, radar obviously, which uses microwave.
The big game changer is that 5G will use much higher frequency bands than previously thought viable for mobile broadband and other applications. Such millimeter wave signals have physical properties that are both a limitation and a strength.
What happens when you get to that really bad boundary? When the wavelength of your energy approaches the dimensions of your biological structures. All those assumptions now collapse. And you actually really have to consider how the interaction is going to be. So, we started this work way back in 2008 when we'd actually seen images similar to this for the first time of human skin.
I found when driving along motorways here in the UK, the amount of cell towers seems to have increased. Whether that's because 4G has been put in place or I'm more aware of the towers now, who knows? But one thing is for sure, farmers in this country have been paid to allow these towers to be situated in their fields. What they may or may not have realised is that once the tower is there, it is there for good.
Do you not realize what is in store for people right now? Do you realize what they're doing with this stuff? Do you realize what this stuff does? These towers are weaponry. These systems are weaponized.
But they don't just teach you radar, they teach you all about microwaves and other uses. So I understood about microwave warfare and how it can damage people, how it can harm people. And when I finished with the Royal Navy, I was also a diver in the Royal Navy. And microwaves are used in underwater mines as booby traps.
They tend to travel best in narrow and straight lines, and they do not go through physical objects as well. But brilliant engineers have developed new antennas that can aim and amplify signals.
What this means is, as the 5G network comes into play, not only are more towers going to be put up, but existing towers are going to have more transmitters added to them. This is why the word must be spread before people blindly accept this infrastructure, or worse still, sell out for it. The possibilities of this massive data collection is unbelievable, and when used in a negative way, situations like this occur whereby a company is effectively tracking your movements. It is widely reported, whilst often contested by the companies involved, that mobile signals and radiation is harmful to humans.
As a software, Gal Schafferstein also came to the same conclusion, and he went one stage further than us. He actually looked at SAR rates as well. Now he did this because the American Army had commissioned him to explain why their 94 gigahertz cloud dispersal gun made people run away when the beam touched them. This beam is 2 gigawatts in strength, it's 2 meters across, and if you are unlucky enough to be standing there when it hits you, you feel like your body's on fire.
And what I'm doing is I'm testing the radiation levels on this giant cell phone tower here. You can see, so check this out. Notice, high frequencies, radio frequency environment area, authorized personnel beyond this point. So private property, yeah, I'm not going beyond this point, but look at that bad boy.
But what you see here is what I would call an everyday crime. And I'm going to try to find a few other stops after this one as well to show you this. What we have here are businesses. And this business right here has the cell tower right in its backyard, right in its yard.
Now to make this work, the 5G build-out is going to be very infrastructure intensive, requiring massive deployment of small cells. I'm confident that the actions will lead to a cornucopia of unanticipated, innovative uses that will generate tens That's damn important.
You can, which actually got me interested because I was actually taking a bomb to pieces underwater and it was too complicated. And I brought it to the surface, and my partner that was on the surface said, "Don't be an idiot, take it back down." He said, if somebody's beaming you with microwaves, they'll go right through you, and as you open the casing, trigger a photoelectric cell and it'll blow all of us up.
That is why 5G is a national priority. We do not believe that we should spend the next couple of years studying what 5G should be or how it should operate.
Built this whole infrastructure's legal ability to exist on research that was done in the 1980s, and it was passed in 1996 by that dirtbag Bill Clinton. Yes, Bill Clinton signed the Telecom Act. He is the one that put the death knell to humanity, okay? He's the one. They're using 30-year-old research that was rigged from the get-go, and now they're rolling out technology that they've never even publicly released the testing on. They know what this stuff does, that's why they're doing it. They know what this stuff is capable of, that's why they're rolling it out.
Here, I will show you, is from virtual reality, and sending and receiving wireless radiation. And they have never been tested. They've never been tested for their exposure or for any safety limits at all into the young brain with a thinner skull which contains more fluid.
5G and the smart grid is to control the population in every other way in their daily life.
Because Wi-Fi's, they are transmitters, as well as the routers, as well as the ones either side of you. They are all transmitting at this height through your ovaries.
Street is the cell phone tower. All right, so I'm in line of sight of the cell phone tower right here. And you can see I have the meter set to peak. And I'm getting peak readings. It almost overloads the meter. When it goes to 1, that's an overload. So we're at roughly 1,500 to 2,000 microwatts per square meter. And you can see the radio frequency meters pointing right at the cell phone tower.